New bags from Pakt. It's the 3.0 of their new travel backpack plus their new EDC backpack and over-the-shoulder EDC bag for fitting inside of a perfect travel system with the travel bag. Pakt have made some moves in recent years designing some really great bags like the Pakt Aero travel backpack ultralight. I want to compare these to that. This is their new Mode 22 EDC bag. We're gonna have to save this for another video, but this is not a travel bag. This is not designed to fit inside the travel bag, but it is, oh, I am loving these materials. I'm literally packing for a trip. I'm gonna take this bag on that trip with me and let you know at the end what it was like to travel with. First thing to talk about here is this external material. This is a 420D recycled nylon, okay? No PFAS chemicals, got a DWR treatment on it, and I have to say, oh God, I'm so happy about this material. Listen, it's effectively the same bag, just with updated treatments, some slight other design details we're gonna get into, but these updated treatments are incredible. This stretch mesh here, cut our little tag off there. This is the green color bag, and you can see just everything is color matched, slightly darker on the zippers and the tab pulls. Look at the performance mesh, just a little more saturation. This great sort of monotone but multi-tone. So it's effectively the same design, right? But it's slightly lighter. This is coming in at around 4 pounds right here. They say 3.6, 3.7, depending on a 35 or 45 liter. Scales are kind of wonky. This material will not get pet hair stuck to it. Will not, oh. I just got some blood on here from my finger where I cut myself. Wipes right off. Pet hair doesn't stick to this. The abrasion, it feels, this is like a very nice material. You can see this little warp weave sort of wave thing going on inside of here, but it's not that visual. Another thing I'm noticing is all these zips are not water sealed, so they move so good. This is exactly how I want my zips to move. Custom metal hardware. You've got G-hooks down here to stow these straps away. You've got, well, we're gonna talk about this in a little bit. Little buckle on the hip strap. Feels slightly upgraded. Just like, it just has these little, like, just kind of a little bit better. And also notice the color matching again. Another recycled nylon liner material. And again, look at these colors. This just feels and looks so good. You've got a nice strong magnet. Oh, a nice strong magnet right there. A little bit of padding inside of this folded over piece of material. Great little detail. It's the kind of thing you like, if you're getting into there and you feel it. That has a little taco pocket, so it elevates stuff on top of a little bit further up than the rest of this pocket goes. Back panel significantly upgraded. You've got a removable sternum strap here, removable, and then you've got this performance mesh everywhere. Nice, like solid, like these are, this is like, feels like a lightweight. It feels like the foam itself feels light, but it feels like a solid core EVA foam, okay? It's not like, it's not neoprene and super gushy. It's one of those things that when you have a really heavy bag and you pull these load lifters and you got the hip straps, this is actually the kind of structure I love on a strap. It is tough. You're gonna feel that hardness of it. A lot of companies would put like a layer of softer, cushier stuff on the outside of that. Pakt just went straight for the like, nope, this is gonna fucking hold you down. And I like that. I like it because it feels just, it's that like, it just feels so solid. Is it easier to move around or something? Does it have less wiggle? Look at our details here on this load adjuster. Cool little frickin' nicky-nacky right here, like a nip and tuck, like pulling that up. Then, look at our torso adjustment here. Okay, the 35 has 1 or 2 less than the 45 here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different areas to adjust your torso length, width, height, or whatever. You get what I'm saying, right? Different body sizes. You can adjust where your straps are on the bag. So the bag's effectively going up or down on your back. Why? So that hip strap can be right where you need it to be to feel comfortable for long stretches. Because this is a bag that's designed for, potentially all-day journeys, trekking kind of thing, as well as your just urban travel situation. Luggage pass-through right here. Hip strap is removable. This back panel has this foam feels awesome. This feels great. Not a lot of air channel stuff going on right here. Okay, some bag companies will make like big chunky bump, so you get a lot of air stuff. This is designed that seems to like really just caress and hold your back. Can get a little bit sweatier though. We'll see when I travel with it. Same big beautiful clamshell opening here. Okay, I just love their new colors. So like look at that, this just has this kind of almost military vibe. You got your performance mesh. This is your laptop pocket. You have 2 equal-sized compartments here. Okay, let's go ahead and pack this thing out. But first, this episode is brought to you by Poncho. Poncho makes by far and away my favorite sort of like casual button-up shirts. This is their Marfa. Kind of a denim vibe, but it's got these snap buttons, which are the best. I had a lady talk to me the other day. She was like, oh, I love snap buttons. You can just rip them off. I'm also wearing their jalapeno cream cheese. Little Western details here, right? In just like a great Pima cotton shirt. Super comfortable stuff. This stuff is so cozy and comfortable. And they also make technical, sort of very thin, lightweight fishing style shirts. Shout out to Poncho. Use my link below. It supports the channel. Casual, upgraded kind of shirt. Like it's casual, but a little bit nicer. Like this one has these collar stays built in so it doesn't get frumpy. Okay, so I'm packing this guy at the top of my bags. It's a little bit my nice stuff. But let me walk you through what I've got going on in here. A couple pairs of shorts, workout and swim. I've got a Free Fly bamboo Henley. I'll link to everything that I can below. Henley. Wear it as a jammy shirt. You can also wear it as a long sleeve casual shirt when you go out. It's a great lounging shirt. Free Fly makes some good bamboo apparel. This is also from Free Fly. It's their sweat short sort of thing. And it does have some polyester. I don't like to put polyester on my balls because I don't tend to wear panties with these kinds of things. But this is my sweat short. Like what I tend to sleep in, what I lounge in with that Henley. Got some workout tee, just one, and then wool and prints Henley that I'll link to below as well. Super nice merino. Cause I'm going to the mountains, so it's going to be kind of like cozy Thanksgiving vibes. And then some t-shirts. This one's from Terran. I'll call this one out. This one's from Terran because their merino is very, very soft. It's odor resistant. It doesn't wrinkle. It doesn't take up much space in my bag. I can wear it a bunch, or I can just layer it with other stuff. Another tee that you should know about is this one from BAMTech. More bamboo. Bamboo is a very interesting material for t-shirts. Merino, I think maybe a little more feature-rich in terms of its odor resistance, wrinkle resistance, stuff like that. But the softness and the sheen, like the thinness of this, the coziness of this is good. That's BAMTech. I'll link to all this stuff below, and this is how I'll just like throw this in my clothing compartment here. So one half of the bag there, and I've got a lot more space. This is the 45 liter plus because it expands. I could fit a bunch more in there. I just don't need it. You ever thought about that? You ever thought about having more room in your bag and then just not filling it up? Here's a couple reasons why. Makes your life better. You'll like yourself more. It's nicer to travel with less. When you get there and then you get home and there's like 7 items in your bag you didn't pull out or use once, no bad. But I love the way that travel gets me into being very intentional with what I own and how I'm using it. This is your laptop compartment, same as before, same on the arrow, and you've got a false bottom here on the bottom, so when you put the bag down, you don't have to worry about your laptop getting injured. You do have a little neoprene guy that's easy to get around, and pull your laptop out of. You just sometimes have to do that hand move. This becomes important when you are accessing the laptop from the top of the bag while it's still closed. I'll show you that in a second. But then you've got the same amount of space basically on this outside here, okay? This is the outside of the bag, and I tend to put clothes on against my body where the backpack straps are. And you'll notice these daisy chains. Pakt make all sorts of things that you can clip into this. The one that I would recommend the most is their waterproof toiletry bag thing that you can clip in right here. And then you see this zipper. I'm gonna show you this in a second, but you, from the outside of the bag, can access whatever's inside that pouch when it's clipped right up to the top. And then I leave that pouch unzipped because it's just like, it's there at the top of the bag. So I only have one zip to get into anything that's inside of there. You can see all this little, like, again, I like this green. I like these military vibes. This feels like the kind of bag it's like I would just love to do a year of travel with. A little bit of sheen on our piping here all around. A little bit of in the webbing, just like a little bit of sparkle. I don't know if you can see, but you can also see the back of this material. It's not lined here. Kind of, can you tell? It's like kind of, you probably can't, I don't know how to show you this. Kind of see-through, kind of, there you go, kind of see-through. It's interesting. And there's not like a coating on the back of this thing that feels like it's going to peel. When you really have a bag for a long period of time that has coating on the back side without a liner, you, like those, especially older bags, there would be like peeling and what's called delaminating. This doesn't have that feeling at all. You guys give me so much crap for packing my gym shoes in the bag without covering them in something. So I'm going to use Peak Design's little shoe bag thing here because I had it lying around. And it's super sheer, thin, lightweight. It doesn't take up much space. Throw the shoes in there, and then my toiletry kit. I'll also be throwing some of my daughter's stuff in here. Possibly I'll put some like tech items just thrown in here, my 360 cam and this, so I can film while I'm traveling a little bit, but those may end up going in my front tech taco pocket. That's all the same as the original bag, right? Like I said, same design, just everything's a little bit upgraded, updated, okay? You've got your big pocket here on the front. This is great for, I'll throw notebook and my travel battery right in there. You've got a little cover on this so that you don't get rain coming into that. Tech taco pocket, front zipper. This is your like admin sort of, what do I need when I'm accessing things on the road? I'm gonna throw my little travel notebook, my tech dongle, maybe my Knick-Knack Naturals, a little hard drive that I'll throw in there, my charger for my Mac, and that'll be it on the tech taco pocket. Now, while I've got you up here, here's your main compartment zip. You can see your zip pulls there are a little bit bigger. Then you've got one on either side of that. That's access into that compartment of the main compartment. So here's all those tech items. I was like, maybe I'll put that in the tech taco pocket. I'm constantly throwing stuff in and out of this front one. And previous. So here's my Focal Bathys headphones, the best possible headphones you can buy as far as I'm concerned for travelers. Throw that in there. On the back of this, I've got access to my clothes. So I would probably throw in, if I bring a sweater or maybe that poncho as my overshirt, put that right up here. In fact, why don't I just do that now? Fold this in such a way that I can actually just roll it and shove it right in top of here in case I need an extra layer when I'm on the plane or in transit. Zip that sucker up. This top access compartment to those main compartments it's just excellent. It is so nice to be able to access those parts of my bag without setting the bag down, unzipping it, opening it up, zipping into those other, like there's so much work to really open it up and do that. This ends up being perfect, and when you're in transit, it's nice when you pack stuff towards the top that you might need when you're on the go. I just want to show you accessing this laptop compartment from the top. Here's my main bigger zipper. I always try to keep those over on this side where the water bottle pocket is, because I can open it right up and I reach in and I grab my laptop. If my laptop's further down and that little floofy strap, sort of like that little power mesh is on top of it, I might need two hands to reach in and get around that thing. I tend, especially if I've accessed it this way, I just tend to leave it sort of towards the top. And one of the benefits here is if you're packing your bag with clothes on both front and back compartment, your laptop is just super protected. I tend to put harder tech items, sometimes an even big DSLR in a pouch and all sorts of stuff. So what I do is tend to put my laptop with the back of it facing the hard compartment, which is normally for me the front of the thing. Sometimes the back, depending on the heaviness. But this access is really great. I gotta call this out. I'm sure you maybe have seen some of my other videos on pack stuff, but this whole sideways, I just open both of these compartments when I get to where I'm going, and this slides under the bed or under the couch or in the closet. But I always try to find it under the couch, under the bed, because then I pull this out and I can easily just open up because I leave it unzipped. It's like a dresser, and I never have to pull my clothes out into a dresser or anything like that. I'm constantly just ready to go. I can see everything really quickly and easily because I don't have packing cubes here, so I'm just rifling through. Okay, get my shirt, throw in my undies, whatever. I bring one pair of undies. Merino, so they last longer, and then let's be honest, I'm not wearing undies very often. Water bottle pocket with a cinch strap. This water bottle pocket is designed even to fit your Nalgene's. The cinch strap just helps it so that you don't lose it when the bag's moving around or flopping around. This is just like a very elegant way to do it over the long haul. It's not performance mesh on the outside because this is way more durable, but it does have that meshy here and that elastic here. All of that makes an incredible travel backpack. Incredible travel backpack, just as it is, okay? I've got some real heft in here with my computer and charger. Those things are just already so heavy. My big old headphones and all the clothes and stuff, but they got nice little strap gathers here that pull these off to the side. Thank you, Pakt. Oh, I'm liking this. I mean, it's literally matching my green shirt. I wasn't planning on that. Okay, so what do I notice? I want to get my weight a little bit further forward. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Those load lifters, you can notice them. Some load lifters out there, the way they're designed, they're like, that's cool, you don't really notice it. But this is that really sunk me in here. So how does it feel? How does it look? I mean, it just feels solid. This is a 45-liter bag. I've got a lot of stuff in here. I would prefer to pack with less. I would prefer to go with a 35-liter bag, especially because that expands just like this one is, which we haven't even talked about yet. But this feels like, I noticed, I just feel locked in. It feels really movable. These hip straps, I was wondering how these hip straps were going to be working, because Pakt hasn't made a bag with excellent hip straps up to now, and these feel great. Sometimes I want like a bigger thing, but have you ever had a bag with hip straps on where you're mostly not using the hip straps, and then you got this huge fucking wing right here, pardon my French, and it's hitting on the seats as you're going down the aisle because you take the hip straps off because you just like people behind you got to get your freaking bag down quick. Speaking of that, well, actually before I do that, I just want to talk about this little frame that I'm noticing here. Part of maybe why those load lifters feel so good. You've got a frame that goes all the way around the outside of the bag. You can feel it, and you do have this little lumbar it does kind of an S-y thing. Putting the bag on, this is one of the things that happens a million times when you're traveling. You putting the bag down, to give yourself a little break, then if you're putting it back on, that performance mesh just slips and slides so well over your back. I do feel the bag like coming into that lumbar just barely, like not too much. I do want my sternum strap on. Yeah, you feel it in that lumbar. That feels really good. This feels like the right size for my torso. My torso's like solidly in like the normie sphere. So if you're taller or shorter, you can adjust it and lower it to get this thing just right where you want it. This feels really good. Yeah, I'm very impressed with these materials and the design so far. Okay, so to that expansion and that moment where you're getting to the seat on your plane. You see this compartment right here? I unzipped 2 zippers. You have an external zipper that keeps this nice and taut, right? You open that up, You have another zipper that once you put something inside, now you've got an extra 2 inches of space or so here. And it looks like it's more at the top than it is on the bottom. And this is designed for both of these bags. This is the Mode convertible 14-liter bag. Convertible because it does either 2 straps or 1. You can go 1 crossbody or 2 straps like this. Same material. This feels so freaking good. This is such a good EDC bag. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of Pakt. They're doing such good work. This 3.0 stuff feels so good. Okay, these metal hardware bits down here, your adjusters, so great. Strap gathers built onto the strap right here, like this. I love these little straps. I can already feel how great. This makes me want to go to Paris with a baguette and some cheese in there, a bottle of wine, wine opener, some frickin' plastic cups. Similar flat front pocket up front that does have some dimension built in. You see these little gussets right here. They're not gussets, but little, whatever, fucking ears. Pakt has always put volume in these flat front pockets, which has been important for me because getting into a straight up flat front pocket sucks. And those little darts that give me some 3-dimensional space in there make a big difference. Then see the gold inside of here? The black has like a gold interior, a little more of high vis. Great magnet. This is all like designed exactly the same as the travel bag, just smaller. A little bit of padding wrapped in this. I like this liner material. This is not going to stain with oils and dirt. It's one of the things that makes a bag feel a little bit old and ratty to you over time, is how that liner material wears, whether it oils from your hands or that one essential oil that like you accidentally put in your bag and it had a little bit on the outside, and then it's like oils are nasty on lots of different materials. And this recycled nylon, it would wipe right off. This is almost like, this is kind of super duty. Simple mesh here. You've got a meshy back here with a key clip inside so you don't lose your keys when you're on the road. And like I said, that sort of bigger pouch in the back with your magnetical, which is great. I love the space inside. I tend to be someone like, I'll maybe throw one thing back here. The rest is, I don't mind the jumble of things right in here because it's easier, quicker to get access to things. Now, I gotta call this out because one of my favorite everyday carry bags of all time is their 22-liter everyday bag, the 2.0, the models before this. Because the shape of this sort of like bullet nose, it's one of those weird things. Again, I review bags I literally review bags, like almost entirely bags for a living. But this is one of those little joys in life when you find a zip throw that just feels great. And that's the same thing on the big one, okay, which goes down to here and here. Laptop compartment built in, little tablet magazine, no padding on this, but you see this little like sort of ribbon at the top, a little bit of structure, a little bit of bar tacking right here. I really like this like almost utility style aesthetic. Bar tacking here on the oh, that feels so good. Simple padding just like on that front tech taco pocket. Daisy chain for you to put in. Their pen pouch would work really well here. It's flat, but it has a zipper, and then you can like throw more kind of shit, and it sticks up at the top of the bag when you clip it in. Then you've just got like the perfect kind of line. What's great about this size, there's nothing better than carrying this light when you get to where you're going. Now, that bag was designed to fit right inside of here, okay? Right inside of there. And how I would do it would be to actually put my laptop in there. Charger laptop, possibly my AirPods, anything that I would need for the plane. Because the idea is you get to your seat, you pull this out and it has everything in it, flops onto the seat. This goes up in the overhead compartment. But wait, there's more. They also have this Mode shoulder bag. It's 12 liters, 2 liters smaller than the backpack, but designed, and showing us a different colorway here, for people who want to do a briefcase mode. And it has a great shoulder strap, okay? I think they're crushing these straps, those backpack straps on the 14-liter backpack. This like little, custom metal hardware on this stuff. This whole thing feels so complete. It just feels like right on Pakt. So you got the over-the-shoulder boulder holder, right? Like this. This probably looks pretty Christmassy and pretty festive with my green shirt. You can see a little bit of sheen on this red. Can you see that? Same material, but I don't know if you're seeing the sheen. It has this almost like effervescent. It feels good. Front admin pocket. I love a big wide pocket like this. You've got a zipper. I'm sure there's a key clip inside of there. You got a pouch. Lots of little pen guys, kind of hard to show. Back pocket. Throw in a magazine, something like that. But look at this. You've got a little clipper, just like one of those button snaps on the poncho shirt, and here's your luggage pass-through. Okay? Super interesting, the way of doing both a pocket and your luggage pass-through. And then if you want to sink that in, you don't have to worry about accidentally putting something in and it goes out the luggage pass-through. You also have one of those nice strong magnets there. They crushed the magnet game on these. This is the right magnet, Malcolm. This is good. Yeah, I want this exact kind of pull and tug. How do magnets work? Elegant, simple, nice webbing handles here. Same as right here, okay? Simple, elegant handles. See on the side of the travel bag, you've got two smaller ones because this is where the bag separates. You also have one at the bottom of the bag. Then in here, I kind of want to use this one. This is your laptop pocket for 16-inch. This is your little tablet. This one tablet pocket has some padding in it, whereas the backpack just wasn't padded. It just had that little lip at the top, remember? And then perfect amount of little capacity, which feels so good. You also have your daisy chain stuff to put in your accessories if you want. Again, that's designed to fit right inside of here. And you see this little side has a handle built for that. So shove this sucker in and you're good to go. And actually, because of the way I've got this packed out, I can actually close the external on there. So packing my bag with that in it, this is a pretty bulky little bag, right? This thing just gobbles it right up. You would never know that it's in there. You get to where you're going or you get to the airplane seat, you pull that out and you're ready to roll. It just feels really good. This is dope. I know exactly what this is going to be like to travel with. I've traveled with this bag 100 times, just not the 3.0 version. And all of the upgraded things just feel so good. All right, but I'm literally going on a trip, so I'll see you later. They go back to get bread, baby. Back from my trip. Listen, first rule of travel is always just unpack the bag as soon as you get home. Here's what I learned on this travel with this thing. First of all, 45 liters is massive. The 45-liter bag is massive. I'm gonna recommend, probably for most of us, the 35 liter. It's gonna be perfect size. The 45 is maximum carry-on. So if you need the most, this is where to go. But for me, this was too much bag on this trip. Not that that mattered in any meaningful way. The strap and back panel system worked exactly how you knew it was going to. It was so good. Again, these straps, they're like rigid, but padded. And I like it because you feel completely locked in. I should have removed this hip strap because I just didn't need it while I was in transit, and it was a little bit in the way for me. So even though the 45, I didn't have it all the way packed out, it was pretty heavy with my laptop, kids' stuff, all my clothes, some camera gear. I still didn't need the hip straps ever, which is a testament to this back panel, these straps, the load adjusters. I love it when a strap just hangs up like this. You know, it's like waiting, just sitting there, just like, hey, you ready to go? You want to go now? Water bottle pocket was great. I always cinch this down because it's a little bit floppy. I don't tend to get my bag upside down, so I don't worry about it that much. What's great is that you can fit basically any size water bottle in here. But this little strap thing was so easy to just get it in and on, and it would always hold my water bottle there. I found myself doing that. Access to the main compartments at the top came in so clutch. I had my little poncho long sleeve up here in this one right here. Grabbed that during the flight up in the overhead compartment. Then I had some popcorn, a big old bag of popcorn from Grandma's house on the travel back. Pulled that right out, gave it to my daughter and I. We crushed the popcorn, made a bit of a mess. These YKK zips, just so good, so great to just be throwing and gripping and ripping and pulling all of this stuff over and around. It just, not water sealed zips, you know, and even when it's packed out, like I had this side packed out like a bunch and this side just not much at all. Gripping it and ripping it, and just like with these zips, you feel like you could just like. So let's talk about unzipping and zipping up this outer back compartment, the expansion, because the truth is the system works really well together. I used the over-the-shoulder bag and loved it. This going in and out, it depends on how you pack this, okay? Throwing your computer in here, great, but you can't put your water bottle in here and then shove it in, right, if you've got a big water bottle. So you're gonna be getting your water bottle on the seat. This guy on the seat as well. So however you pack this or this out does determine a bit how easy it is to shove in and out. There is some shovability. Throwing this in, I mean, look at this is great. When you have it all the way open, obviously there's nothing in the bag. It just gobbles it right up. Super nice to travel with one bag, not the two bag situation. Then when you get to this airplane seat or you get to your destination, you pull this right out and you've got like a super functional, like this thing was great. I love the materials inside of here. Easy for the laptop, easy for like just this padded bit right here. Just felt like the magnets on it felt so good. All the little details. This front admin pocket was just enough of organization for me, right? Just simple enough where I did have my stuff somewhat segmented. My AirPods were always in the left side. Okay, so for these guys, this one is the 45 liter. This is gonna come in at $345, it looks like. $345, 25 for the 35 liters. So you save like 20 bucks there. Pricing on this feels legit, feels great. Go look around. Best kinds of travel bags, I'm always recommending you're gonna be spending at least 300 bucks. Which is typically more than people want to be spending when I'm talking to them in person. But as someone who works in this category for, you know, a decade now, it's like, no, yeah, spend that, get it right with a company that has a great warranty, that has good customer support, and that has the functionality and the features that you want, because you want this external material. You want these juicy back panels. You want these details put in. You want the little frame sheet in the back or the wire that goes around. It makes a huge difference when you're out there really traveling. This one's $160 and this one's gonna be $185. If I was choosing, I mean, I'm so glad they sent this, because with the trip that I was just on, I wasn't spending a lot of time out and about, like going to cafes and working out. Like, I would have preferred this if I'm actually gone for a month, don't know what I'm gonna get up to, day bags, like on the trail, going on a hike and things like that. I would prefer this. But I'm stoked I got to use this because it was perfect for what I was doing. By the way, on these, they also have add-on water bottle pockets. They didn't send me one, Malcolm, because that would have been kind of nice in transit. They just clip onto these clips back here. You have these little accessory clips on the front and the back. They did so good with this. They did so good. I'm so, like, A lot of it is, like I said, I knew exactly how this was going to be to travel with. It was exactly like how I anticipated, right? Because I've traveled with this exact design so many times. That said, the upgraded straps, the material set, especially this external material, every time I got there, I unpacked, put myself away, slid this under the bed. When I was pulling it back out again to pack it up yesterday, I was just like, oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. This feels so good. The capacity on this 45 liter, perfect. I love the capacity on these guys. Again, I'm gonna recommend probably for most of us the 35 liter. Not most of it, but I mean like, you know, if you're going full on as much as you can carry domestic, national, US, North America travel, right? Take this. If you're doing more of the world and the Euro and the Southeast Asian, you know, think places where there's more restrictions, this is going to be heavier. It's going to be freaking huge. You might get stopped just for the size of it. I had no problems carrying it as my personal item because I had a suitcase because I was bringing a bunch of gifts up where I was going. So this was my personal item. Southwest didn't stop me at all. But size-wise, I had so much more space in here than I needed. So think about the 35. You save a little bit of money, but when you need bigger, you can't make the 45 smaller. You can make it bigger. You can make the 35 bigger. If you didn't use one of the system bags in the back, this is a big old compartment. A couple huge packing cubes in there, and you've got even more space. They did awesome. Let's do a ramble. All right, generating positivity. Okay, generating positivity. We have the capacity to manufacture our own dopamine, our own serotonin, our own feelings of goodwill, our own feelings of peace, of safety, of security. You know, some of us are really wound tight, really afraid, really have experienced things that put our nervous system in a place where it actually doesn't feel safe. And no matter where you're coming from, there is a process to learning how to generate your own safety, your own pleasure, your own positivity. I land on positivity because I am someone who can be a little dour. I can be a little glass half empty. I could be a little like, why would we even try that? It's not going to work anyways. Or even if it does work, it's not going to work the way we want it to be. Like it's like this downward pressure. And I've in recent years just like, okay, I don't want that to be my default. Sometimes the judgment helps me being more discerning. I love that. Thanks, little guy. And sometimes it just keeps me from enjoying where I'm at. The trick here is just realizing maybe you can generate your own positivity, your own safety. Why? Why land in mid? It's cool to be mid. It's cool to be like that, like sort of affect of like, nothing's that interesting to me because it's just not that good. I have seen better. Maybe it's good for you, but it's not for me. Why? Why land in negative? Why land in that? Why land in mid, in meh? Why? Just because it's cool? Just because James Dean? What's the cultural programming you got on that? Why am I thinking of like Ryan Gosling in Drive? Ryan Gosling in Drive, great freaking movie, is actually like he's so in love with the lady, he's just so understated about it. I'm watching Landman right now. I fucking love that show. And Billy Bob Thornton is constantly running into calamities, and his perspective is kind of dour, but it's sort of get things done and keep going. And more so than positivity, that's actually my desire, is to just like one foot in front. Oh, the lady's having an issue. Okay, we got to pause, stop, listen deeply. Honey, where are we at? Okay, establish connection. Be patient with this. Do this thing. The well's blowing up. Somebody freaking died. It's like, it's like, okay, we got to meet it head on. It's not even necessarily with positivity, right? But for me, in my life right now, I kind of need to generate a little positivity because I tend not to appreciate how good things are. And what if things are like quite good and you just didn't have that thought? Nobody's going to live your life for you. Nobody's going to tell you that it's good in a way that you're going to believe it. Probably. I don't know. Sometimes it's helpful. You've got to tell it to yourself. You've got to start seeing what's good. The first trick to generating your own positivity, safety, security, joy, is just having the thought, oh, I can generate my own. I don't know how. The second step is appreciation, just gratitude. I have a little journal by my bed at night, filled this one up. It's just all sorts of little, every night it was like, every other night or so, it's like, let's try 5 things I'm glad for. Byron Katie's grandma guru vibes. I just had the thought, like, I'm glad for that. I was listening to Byron Katie. That's the third step to generating your positivity, is listening to loving what is. She is a G, loving what is. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching, y'all. Shout out to Pakt for designing some really great stuff. Seriously, crush it. I like these colors too. This just looks like a freaking this looks like a fiesta right now. Hell yeah. Okay, if you get any of this stuff, use my links, please. It shows Pakt where you came from. And that's super helpful for them to do more work with me over time. And I get a little cut of that sale at no extra cost to you. That's how I literally put food on the table for my kids. You've heard me say that before. But that's what this business runs on. And thank you to all of you who have done that in the past. And I appreciate, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here watching stuff about frickin' bags from a turkey like me. All right, y'all. Be yourself. Everyone else is taken. Bye.